What's up? What's up? What's up? RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. Look, y'all, we're going to make this one short and sweet and to the point. Uh, I am making some moves, doing some things, talking to some people. You guys already get what we're doing. But understand, we're going to get this show on the road. So, welcome everyone to What the Wrestling. Listen, y'all, we're gonna go through these reviews. Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite. Not really a lot going on, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some conversation, and then we're gonna keep it pushing. So before I do anything, hit the like button. Hit the like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I don't know why my green screen is readily apparent behind me, but it's all right. We're gonna get this stuff fixed, and we always gonna rock out and fix the technical difficulties because we have to. So, with that being said, hopefully everybody's having themselves a good old time. As I fix one thing here, but as always, updates to the channel. The updates are slowly coming along, slowly but surely, slow and steady. So look out for those; they are coming. But as for everything that's going on, I've struggled to find the right program, but I have found it. So we're gonna be moving off of this one. And as always, we're gonna get into Monday Night Raw. But hit the like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Real quick, we're gonna run through Raw. Overall, it's an alright show, nothing too crazy. Why is Monday Night Raw up here? I mean, why is Dynamite up there? It should be Monday Night Raw up there. But all in all, like I said, wasn't really anything crazy, anything special happened on Monday Night Raw. They moved some things along. Okay, great. I'm not mad at it, but it was okay. So, what happened on this show? We had, what the hell? This is not the right one. As for Monday Night Raw, so first things first, I don't know what it is, but it's like the show, like nothing really happened on the show. Like things happened, but nothing happened. We had disqualifications all over the place. We had stuff that is supposed to be set up, but it was like meh at best. Rhea confronted Io backstage, asking Io thought she could actually trust Asuka and saying this guy told Ripley to stay out of it, so they're kind of working that aspect. Probably gonna have Asuka and Io go at it. Nothing wrong there, but okay. We have Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree. She beat her with a disarmer. Okay. They spoke to Lyra Valkyria backstage after they showed this Bayley promo, and that was okay. Lyra said she's on her own. Roxanne Perez beat Io Sky with a roll-up. Sky was upset with Naomi's injury, costing her a title match with Perez interrupted. That led to a match. Asuka and Kairi came out of the ring to try and help Sky after the interference from Raquel, but Asuka and Sane accidentally cost her the match. Sky confronted her former Damage Control teammate backstage, and after the match, Asuka shoved her before walking away. So looks like they're going the Asuka Io route. Nothing wrong there, but okay. Sami Zayn beat Rusev via DQ. Adam Pearce made a match and said, "You better not get involved." Sheamus came and said, "Okay, I won't get involved." Sami Zayn said, "Listen, stay out of it." But he said after that, he said, "The Bulgarian bastard is mine." So shout out to him. Zayn appeared to have the match won. Solo and the FTS ran in and pulled Zayn from the ring and attacked. Sheamus then followed and attacked Rusev after the match, leading to another brawl between the two, and Dominic and El Grande Americano beat Dragon Lee and AJ after Mysterio loaded his mask, put it on, and headbutted Dragon Lee, if I'm not mistaken. So then we had the beginning where Punk and CM Punk came out, LA Knight came out. They basically were going back and forth. Nothing really was said, but Paul Heyman came out and said, listen, you guys all suck, and Adam Pearce made a match 2-on-2. Cool. So Punk and Knight had a match with those two. It was a pretty decent TV match. Seth Rollins comes in with another DQ, messing that up. Adam Pearce got mad and told Rollins that he would have to defend his title against Jey Uso, LA Knight, and CM Punk at Clash in Paris. And Punk and Knight exchanged words and they brawl. And then the heels came back and beat the hell out of everyone anyway. This was really a nothing burger Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raws have been actually halfway decent, but this was a nothing burger. Nothing burger for sure. Nothing really to brag about or talk about here. And AEW Dynamite wasn't much better. AEW Dynamite, I loved the MJF. MJF is back where he. Oh, let's get this knocked off proper. AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite, I liked it, but I didn't like it. So we got a lot of plot holes in this show, and that's the one thing that I kind of don't like, is that we always got these goddamn plot holes and potholes in this show, and it doesn't make for a good show. And I don't know why people can't kind of see that when it comes to Dynamite, but I love Dynamite, but I gotta call out the bullshit when I see it. So the best thing on the show, Hangman, MJF. Hangman basically, MJF is trying to goat him into giving him a title shot so he doesn't have to use his Money in the Bank contract signing, because that's what it is. It's Money in the Bank. Let's call it what it is. Cool. But instead, Paige outsmarts him. And you know, they traded insults. He's like, I'm the devil. I'm going to show everybody, whatever. And he goes to him and said, you are a coward, and you are not getting a shot unless you earn it or you submit your contract. So he submits the contract. You son of a bitch, I'm going to submit the contract, and that's all she wrote. So he's like, I'll see you at the next pay-per-view, dumbass. So crowd is like, you effed up, you effed up. This was a good back and forth between the two. Love the fact that MJF is back up there, about to get his, or about to challenge for his Triple B. We love that. Nothing wrong here. This was great. But the stuff that's confusing me is the Darby stuff. So the Darby stuff is very confusing. And then, I mean, a lot of people got mad that Knight lost this match. So Knight fought Mox and lost. And a lot of people got mad that he had this fight and lost. But it's not bad. Like, Knight will be okay. He'll recover. He's not dead and buried. Like, he's okay. He's going to be fine. How many people have we seen take some L's here and there? They build themselves back up if TK allows it. But at the end of the day, they have this match. Good match. Knight tries to fight out of being choked out, but he gets choked out. Now, Darby comes down, and Darby comes out with a body bag and a skateboard. He comes in the ring. He puts Wheeler Yuta in the body bag, and he's gonna hit him with the coffin drop. Claudio comes out of nowhere, beats him up, puts him in the body bag, then does like a round the world spin, spins the hell out of him, throws him down. So clearly, this is a forbidden door type thing, right? So that's okay. Everything okay. Everything up to this point is okay. My thing is, as I always stated, Darby is said, I'm going to cost Mox everything. And he's got this infatuation with Mox, which is okay. But Mox has already lost everything. He's not the champ. They ran it back. He lost again. Cool. So then we got Will Ospreay coming to his defense. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Will Ospreay just told us that he was hurt. He hurt his L1 and L2, C2 and C6, whatever. He hurt his neck. He told us this a week or two ago. And he said, I'm going to try and make Forbidden Door, bruv. But I got to go get my neck fixed. So shout out to Ospreay. I love Will. Y'all know he's one of my favorite wrestlers to watch right now. But I don't know why they had him come back so soon. Obviously, he doesn't want to miss Forbidden Door. But they could have had him come back in London, in the UK, where he would have been crazy over. But they made it seem like he was really, really hurt. And then he comes back and they put him in this multi-man freaking cage match. And that's not going to hurt him even more? Like, somebody with a neck issue, I don't think I want to put them in a cage match right out the gate, unless he wasn't really that hurt. Unless he wasn't really as hurt as they were making it seem. So we got the multi-man match in a steel cage. It's going to be like 10 guys in there. So it's a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on here. But I just think if you're going to have an angle like that, don't tell everybody, yo, I don't know if I'm going to make it, blah, blah, blah. Just tell everybody, listen, don't tell everybody anything. And just make the match, give him time off, because he got obliterated during the pay-per-view anyway. So you could have just gave him time off. He comes back, makes an appearance. We don't need to know about his neck and think that he's not going to show up. None of that shit. So I don't know. This is just kind of weird. Like, the story here is kind of murky. So we got Ospreay talking about Hiroshi Tanahashi will team with him and Allen against the Death Riders. So we got Tanahashi and Ospreay. Allen, Tanahashi, Ospreay, and Allen versus the Death Riders. So, and he also asked Renee Paquette for a sit-down with Moxley. And later, the Death Riders were not pleased about Tanahashi's involvement and found out that the Young Bucks were in the extras room, so they went in there and talked to them. So presumably it'll be that's your Forbidden Door type entry into this. You got Tanahashi, you got Hiromu Takahashi out there, you got the Pitbull out there, Ishii. Love all of these guys. I think Gabe Kidd's coming. So the announcement is this. So we got Mox, Claudio, Gabe Kidd, and the Bucks versus Ospreay, Allen, Kenny Omega, Ibushi, and Tanahashi. What? No build. No build up. What are we doing here? I know Forbidden Door is coming up, and I know you don't have a lot of weeks to kind of build to it because you only had about a month. But we didn't see no Forbidden Door people until now. And now we're getting Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi and Omega. Kenny Omega's return. That's Kenny Omega. His return should have been hyped up. But they didn't hype up shit. So I don't know what the hell's going on here. And I understand where they're trying to go, but the way they got there was just, it was weird. And I understand they got to do what they got to do because of the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. You got to have New Japan talents there. You can't just have no New Japan talents. I understand that. Forbidden Door is, well, the concept of Forbidden Door, because it's not a Forbidden Door anymore. Everybody's working with everybody at this point. I mean, TNA has a back alley contract with WWE right now, so with NXT. So it is what it is. Everybody's working together. There is no more Forbidden Door. So honestly, they might just have to do away with this shit altogether, because if we're gonna use the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, we gotta build to some matches that we care about. No lie, a lot of people don't give a shit about New Japan. New Japan is not as hot as it once was 5-10 years ago when New Japan was on fuego and it was on fire. Not their fault. Still going to be good matches at Forbidden Door. Still going to go see Forbidden Door. Shout out to Isaac. I'm coming. But nobody's going to give a shit. It's going to be a pay-per-view, and it's going to be good because we love AEW, and we're going to watch it anyway. We're going to watch it anyway. But he has to do a better job with putting these stories together. Tony Khan, that is. Putting these stories together that make sense. Kenny, Kota Ibushi, and Tanahashi. Why are they fighting the Death Riders? I mean, we have some back alley story, but why now? Kenny just fought Takeshita. Oh, not Takeshita. Freaking, who Kenny just fight at the last pay-per-view and lost? Was it Takeshita? No, Okada. Kenny just fought Okada. I'm bugging. Kenny just fought Okada and lost. So we just getting rid of the Don Callis stuff. It's done. Forget about all that. That don't matter. So if we're gonna close doors, we gotta open other doors, but we have to make it make sense. And I don't know if this makes sense to me. I don't know if this makes sense to me. Thought Ospreay was gone, but he's not. I mean, we gotta do better. Mercedes Moné, Thekla, Sky Blue versus Alex Windsor, Queen Aminata, and Willow. Mercedes 25 belts. They had themselves a decent match. Can't go wrong there. At the end, Windsor, Aminata, and Willow defeat Moné, Thekla, and Sky Blue. We had Toni Storm come out, and Toni Storm was fighting the Fallen Goddess, Athena. They came out, they were going at it. She hit her with a headbutt, and then she basically made the match and said, "Tits up, and let's all do the tango." And then she did the tango where I think it was Windsor around the ring. I love Toni Storm and the character work that she's doing, and I mean she's gonna have a nice, long, healthy run. Willow pounced Moné out of the ring to set up the finish. That was kind of smooth, but like I said, don't really care about what's going on here. But Athena versus Toni Storm, I think they're gonna have a kick-ass match. Mercedes 25 belts. I love the fact that, listen, Mercedes is putting on banger after banger after banger. Mercedes is putting on hella bangers, but TK, man, we got to get better with the story, bro. And then we had Rated R Superstar Coke versus Stokely. This was funny. This reminded me of Eric Bischoff versus Stone Cold. Hit him with a stunner. Stone Cold came down laughing. Oh, man, that was hilarious. I just recently saw that on YouTube recently, too. Stone Cold came down, was just smiling. Eric Bischoff was like, "Listen, man, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this." Oh, man, this was hilarious. This was freaking funny. He was going to the crowd. He wants to stop, pin him. Nope. All right. So he just whipped Stoke. Stoke got a no-hose Stoke chant. That's kind of dope. If I had my buttons, I would hit Don DeMarco for that. No-hose Stoke. Stoke don't get no hose, man. Come on, Stoke, you don't get no hose? Oh, this was amazing. But yet another thing that doesn't make sense. So Colt beats Stokely via DQ because FTR, he was like, "You want me to, you can end this, just come down here and fight me." And if they touch Adam Copeland, their issue is null and void. That contract is null and void. So he was baiting them. They finally went down there. He cleared the ring. Was gonna spear the hell out of Stoke, but he hit him with some powder. They ended up fighting, and it's a DQ. Okay, cool. So they get the best of him. They're about to get it, and then Christian Cage comes out with Spike, and he's trying to whack them with the damn Spike, and everybody clears out. And then Edge is sitting there. I gotta call him Edge because whatever. Edge is sitting there. He looks at him, and Christian says, "All right." He's about to walk away, and he grabs Christian, he pulls him, and he gives him a hug, and everybody goes crazy. And I'm sitting there like, what the bloody hell did you give this away here for? You know the moment that is? They haven't fought in like They haven't teamed together in like 20 years. like 15, 20 years, something like that. Somebody fact check me in the chat. I know it's something like that. And you gave that mother effing crap away on TV in front of 2,000 people when you got a Canadian show coming up soon? What the hell is wrong with you? TK, brother, why? Why couldn't this wait till the pay-per-view in Canada? Why did you have to do this right now on Wednesday? That didn't make no mother effing sense at all. None, zero, zilch. Nobody can convince me otherwise. You gave that away on Raw? 20 years? 15 years? These two haven't teamed together? Bruh, I'm not mad at where they went. I'm mad at the road they took to get there. They should have saved this shit. Oh, man. Listen, I wouldn't have been mad at the slow burn. If you just let it rock, let it ride, and then when the big show comes out. Matter of fact, doesn't Christian still have stuff to do with Nick Wayne? Nick Wayne was in here too. And Nick Wayne tried to get the better of Christian, but he got the better of him. He didn't even finish his stuff with Nick Wayne. What's going on with that? They betray him, and then that's it? We just dropped the whole story because he was betrayed? Yes, Nick Wayne came out here and tried to do some stuff. Yes, okay. But, bruh, shouldn't he have finished up with Nick Wayne and then let FTR go get the tag team titles? And then you still got the Cope stuff with FTR, and then maybe on a big pay-per-view, maybe somewhere down the line, whatever, they're beating each other up. And then he comes back to save him. Christian comes back to save him on something like that. Or Edge comes to save him after they're going to concerto him again. I mean, yes, I know they just did that. But FTR could have came down and they could have wrote that a number of different ways. But I don't like the way they took to get here. They could have did that better. Don Callis family and the Young Bucks versus the conglomeration and Hiromu Takahashi. Love Takahashi. He's amazing. This was alright. Hiromu got the win. Him, Brody King, Hologram. We love Hologram. And Ishii versus Cedric. I was about to say Cedric Alexander, Kyle Fletcher, and the Bucks. The Bucks got the jobber entrance, and then they were like jobbers, jobbers. Justin Roberts got super kicked because he kept saying these guys, so he got super kicked, and we had to have Tony Schiavone on the mic for the rest of the night. So okay, like I said, nothing wrong here. All these guys are great. Okay, moving right along. Swerve Strickland reveals a knee injury but refuses to step down. So Swerve is injured, and he wanted to let everybody know he's injured, but he's still here, and he's going to kick Okada's ass. Okay, great. Moving on. The Ops versus La Facción Ingobernable. Not that I can't pronounce that, but it's difficult to pronounce. La Facción Ingobernable. Roosh. Shout out to him. I love Roosh with the, Joe Hobbs and Shibata beat La Facción Ingobernable. Joe taped up his right shoulder. A lot of stuff happened here. Joe got the choke out win. Okay, great. The Ops. I like the Ops, but we got to do more with them. It's kind of hard to get everybody, but there's so much going on. It's like, when's the last time we seen La Facción Ingobernable? When's the last time we saw them? Besides the Beast Mortos, who's been in a couple of main events. But afterwards, Hangman was in the parking lot, and and MJF beat the hell out of him and said he vowed to collect vengeance and hurt him before the pay-per-view. So, listen, there's some stuff that's good, there's some stuff that's bad. The problem here is I don't particularly care about anything that's going on. Not that the stuff that's going on is bad, I just don't care about it. The stories, they kind of took a zigzag way of getting to where they needed to get to, which is kind of weird. They could have just kind of did it, and they didn't. So we've got to do a better job of storytelling in AEW. They do storytell, but a lot of stuff was convoluted, and a lot of this was thrown together because Forbidden Door is right across. Forbidden Door is maybe a week or two away, so they kind of threw everything together, and I don't like that. I don't like when you throw stuff together. Let's tell some long-term stories. Kenny Omega's coming back. Oh, they just announced it out of nowhere. Because Kenny Omega don't mean shit, so we just announced that he's coming back. Why is he coming back? Why is this thing happening with Ospreay in this match? Why did Ospreay say, "Oh, I'm hurt. I don't know, bruv, if I can come back"? And then he comes back and said, "Steel cage, bruv. Let's go." Okay? Okay? Whatever you say. So we got some things to take care of. We got some things to do. And hopefully they rectify this. SmackDown tonight. I did not review NXT. I did not review Collision. Maybe I'll talk about them on the What the Rest of the News brief on Sunday. Maybe I won't. We will see. But we got to get better, bruv. We got to get better, bruv. We got to figure this out. So with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. I am out. Everybody be safe. Holla at y'all. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.